Welcome to BlackScreenStories. My name is Austin. If you know me, I like the spooky stuff. So me and my best friend have always been into horror movies, haunted houses, actual haunted houses. And we decided one day that we're going to take a trip to Southern Illinois and go to this alleged haunted prison or insane asylum that's no longer in use. I don't remember exactly what it was. So we go down there, multiple hour trip, and we get there and they're like, oh, we have tours. However, the tours don't start for about another 6-7 hours. We're like, well, we're not gonna stay and just wait. That'd be silly. We didn't want to wait that long, so we decided to go to our second destination, which was an actual house that was already haunted. So we take another couple hour or two trip to there. We get there and it is just an actual house, and people are living in it. So we're like, well, we're not gonna just knock on the door and say, hey, can we look around, see if we get spooked? That'd be silly. So we get gas and head back. And on the way back, since we're in Southern Illinois, there's nothing but cornfields. And I go, hey, so you know in horror movies, there's always like the person running through the cornfield, getting chased by the killer, and they trip and they finally get got. Do you think that's true? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, do you think it's like that hard to run through a cornfield? He's like, I don't know. So we're talking about that for a little bit. And I turn him like, hey, you know what'd be funny? What if you just stopped and we try to run through a cornfield? Joking, not thinking he would actually do it. He legit pulls over to the side of the road. And I'm like, oh, I guess we're actually doing this. Instead of going to the cornfield right next to his truck, we decided to take the one across the road. So we go 20, 25 yards in. And in movies, they're always shown like perfect rows and then like a foot space and another perfect row where you can easily walk through them. Well, run in the case of the movie. That's not how corn is. Corn is really close together. So after we get in, we're like, all right, well, let's head back. It's not that easy to actually walk in general. So on our way back, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try to run. I literally take 2 steps and I trip and fall. I'm like, well, guess you can't run in a cornfield. We get out and we're starting to walk back to his truck. A guy and his girlfriend, wife, significant other pulls up in a motorcycle. He's like, hey, I saw you guys got out of the cornfield. Are you guys okay? And for some reason, my best friend, who born and raised in the south suburbs of Chicago, turns to this man, looks him dead in the eyes and says, oh, we're city folk. We don't have cornfields where from. And we both turn around and get in his truck. When we get in his truck, I turn to him and go, what was that? He's like, what? Like, why did you say it like that? Say it like what? And I repeated how he said it. And he does not remember saying it like that. I'm dying laughing. And we drive back to the first location, still laughing about it the whole time. Tours were really expensive for probably nothing too great. So we just walk around, and we still had to even wait a couple more hours for it. Walk around, and part of the foundation, my friend takes like a rock that used to be part of the foundation. And he puts it in his truck, and we drive home. Overall, it was a fun time. Didn't really do anything too spooky. And a few weeks later, he's talking to me. He's like, hey, remember that rock I took? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I can't find it. I never took it out of my truck, and it's gone. So it was always a running joke that the ghost rock vanished, and he would always just lose stuff in his truck. I think he lost like DVDs and games. It was just like, the darn ghost rock shouldn't have took it. I think we actually found out that his mother might have taken it out or something, or he did find it. I don't know, but yeah. So if you're ever thinking about running through a cornfield, don't. It's not easy. And if you do run through a cornfield, and some random guy on a motorcycle pulls up and asks you, hey, is everything okay? Don't do a terribly fake southern accent, because that's still my favorite part. If you enjoyed this video, I'll see you next time. Not, I'm sorry for wasting your time. Have a good Halloween. Tobias, can you just not right now? Yeah? Yes, I'm recording. You know that because you always have to make sounds. Yeah? Okay. Tobias, no, not in here. Yes, I'm happy you can play, but... Okay, Play there. I know you... Oh, the mouse is gonna be all over the recording. So I'm like, hey, you know how in horror... I turn to him and say, hey, you know how there's... Oh,